what's tough about Wednesday night Badger and Jam is it's always the same people. At this point, it's always the same people. It didn't used to be that way, but we have created this little Wednesday night community.
At least 50% of the room is the same people, because it's the three of us. It's Ryan Murphy. It's Ash Mehta. It's Tom Kelly. And then it's almost all...
Casey, most of the times.
Casey's there a lot. Hayden Ezzy's there a lot. Rogers... Sasha hasn't been there lately.
That's
he moved
true,
back to Canada.
True. He used to be.
Roger's been there the past couple Wednesdays.
Yeah, Roger. And so it's tough. I know for
John,
a fact... Yeah.
You know...
For a fact, the last 5 times has been pretty much the same exact people.
With like 2 or 3 other...
Give or take 2 or 3.
At least half the room is the same every time.
And I'm like, hey, I can't write this much new shit, guys.
Right?
Yeah.
So
that's why I always try to go last, so I can spend most of my time riffing, because it's like, I know I'm just gonna like... I don't want to milk these guys with the same fucking jokes every night.
Do you guys have trouble... trouble, folks.
Trouble, folks.
I gotta avoid that word in front of you.
We're just gonna do that all night.
Yeah, you're in terrible, terrible trouble, Ryan.
I've been in terrible, terrible trouble on stage. Do you have trouble? I have trouble doing the same jokes in front of the same people. Like I cannot go up on Wednesday night Badger and Jam and be like, hey, I'm trying to quit smoking cigarettes. I can't do my smoke break joke.
Yeah.
They've heard it 8
your
times.
dolly bit.
Yeah, I can't be like, I've been helping my buddy move. We've been using dollies.
That's why that's my favorite mic to try new shit.
Yeah.
'Cause I'll just like throw something out there like spaghetti on the wall to see what sticks.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't.
Because the hardest part is like when you do a new joke at Badger and it like kills because it's new and they haven't heard it before, and you're like, hell yeah, I'm gonna put this in my set. And then the next time you're at Badger, you do it again, and no matter whether it's the same people or different people, it never kills the second time you do it. For some reason, no matter how good the joke is, the second time you do it, it always bombs, and then the third time it'll get good again, and then you're like, okay, it was just the second time it always bombs.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, well, and then you have to sit in the purgatory of, well, do I just fuck this joke to hell, or do I keep going with it?
Yeah.
It works. It always works the first time because you have there's some energy in you. This is the first time I'm doing it.
Also, all those guys that go to the Wednesday late night Badger and Jam, they want you to do well. So you'll say like some half cocked like idea, and they'll be like, yeah, dude, and you're like, hell yeah, dude, this bit kills, and then you'll try.
You'll go to the Hollywood comedy.
Yeah. You go to a different open mic, and you're like, yeah, dude, this bit, and then it's silence, and you're like, oh man.
That story of OJ bit I did at the last mic, I pulled it out of my ass and it killed. And I've been thinking about it ever since I did it. But it's like, if I did that at Comedy Boulevard, I'm pretty sure the room would like not react in the same manner.
Yeah.
You know?
It's weird.
That's why that late night room is like so special. It's so supportive. It gives you like a little bit more of a push. So like if you have some half cocked idea that you're like, I'm thinking about it, maybe not, whatever, and you do it there, and you get so much encouragement that you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do it over somewhere else, and it never goes as well.
Yeah.
But like you still get the reps in of trying to maybe you change it, maybe you add something to it, maybe it gets better, but it's like it all starts in that one spot of encouragement.
And like I feel like the majority of the time, if you get a joke that really kills in that room, it's because you're like bantering off of someone else's joke.
Oh yeah.
And they're just thrilled that their like joke was that you felt like their joke was cool enough to like riff with.
Yeah.
Which isn't always the case, but feel that way if you need it,
Yeah.
Very that.
Yeah, no, it is nice. Go ahead.
I hate to cut you off. Don't you hate when people who can't riff like try to riff? I don't want to name names because we know people, but like there are some people who like get on stage and they're like, okay, I'm gonna riff off of other people's shit, and it's like you shouldn't do that even a little bit.
Yeah.
You're not qualified.
I'm not a great riffer,
but you're better than so many people we know. I can name like at least 3 or 4 people right now who you're better than. I'm not going to.
I like the one riff. Like where you get on stage and you're like, hey everybody, and then you're like, oh, that was weird, well, we should have done this, and then I just go right into my shit.
Dude, one of the best riffs I ever had was I was following Casey, which is hard enough. Fantastic comic.
He's so
Which
great.
is hard enough. And I'll never forget this. I went up and my opening line was I was talking about how Casey looked like he got dress coded in middle school.
Yeah.
And he got like the biggest spot ever, dude.
The bit I did about Casey Skinner looks like the homosexual hired to play the skinhead in the gay skinhead porno.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
That's funny.
But those riffs only work because like everyone that goes to that mic is so
yeah.
like close knit.
Oh,
you know?
I could never do my Tom Kelly impression outside of Badger and Jam.
No, because everyone there knows Tom Kelly.
Yeah,
Buddy.
even when Tom's not host, even if I go on a Luke night, I could pull out that Tom Kelly impression, and
Yeah.
it kills every time.
Also-
Especially if I'm doing Tom Kelly doing Nick Titoni. That's my
my
favorite
God.
impression in the world.
Hey!
Ah,
Hey!
Nick Titoni!
Hey, Nick Titoni! It's a lot of yelling and pointing.
You
A lot
know?
of
That's it.
pointing with the hand.
And Nick doesn't talk like that even a little bit.
No.
See, that's the thing. He does.
But you want him
Nick
to.
speaks very like eloquently, like an adult. You
Yeah.
know, like my God, it's so funny.
Dude, also
I want Nick to talk like how Tom thinks Nick talks.
Nick talks.
But you know what's funny? He would never impersonate Luke Walls like, "Hey, don't ya know
Yeah.
we got the maple
Yeah.
in the house?" Like he
Yeah.
would never say like
Also-
that's how Luke Walls
Also,
speaks.
number one riffer of all time, Luke Wall.
Yeah, 100%.
Dude.
Luke and Nick Titoni are two people who, if you put
Titoni
them at the
crushes.
end,
Yeah.
Titoni crushes
he
with
can just walk on stage, not tell a single joke he wrote, just talk about everyone else's shit,
Yeah.
and it's still the best set in the room.
I saw him go on at Badger one time, and we were like smoking cigarettes, like
Mm-hmm.
like talking outside beforehand, and he was like, "Yeah, I got a show tomorrow. I'm just gonna like run some bits. I'm gonna get these ready for my show at
Yeah.
Chateau, a real
Yeah.
stage." And then he went up there and did a full like 6 minutes of just riffing on other people's
He
material.
does that every time. I love that about Nick Titoni. Every time I ever see him, he's like, I gotta rehearse these jokes
Guys,
for the shit I've got.
I really got to get this
And then
down,
he gets
guys.
on stage and he only talks about other people's stuff. And then at the end, he's like, shit, I had to rehearse tonight, but I
Yeah.
guess I'm not. And it's like, well, whose fault is that, Nick? It's
Yeah.
only yours.
His fault.
Love you to death, man.
Funny.
but
He's a funny dude. He doesn't come around as much. I wish he would.
I know. I feel like I never see him.
I know. He needs to come around more.
Yeah.
I love that community we, sort of
so fun.
yeah.
created there at Badger and Jam.
Also,
dude.
I love that we've like created this kind of like tradition, like treadmill thing, and like going down and hanging out at the store afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
very much.
everyone's done their mics for the night. They've been all around Hollywood. They've done all their sets, and it's like we just get to walk down there and have a good time, have a few drinks down at the store.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's a great routine. It's a great thing to like look forward to. You know, even if you're having a rough week, it's like I just gotta make it till Wednesday.
Yeah.
Because like once I laugh at Badger and go to the store and have some drinks. I mean, the last time we were at the store, that was the hardest I'd laughed in a long time when we found those stupid stickers on the table.
Yeah.
We were children.
Yeah, there was like
And when
100
I say
stickers
we,
on a
I
table.
mean me.
I got
I
stuck
was
on
a
my back.
Yeah,
child.
at one point you had like 12 stickers on your back.
Yeah.
I was. Oh God, that was the most fun I had in a while.
And then just imagine one day, because we always go there Wednesday night and we just pretend to be like regulars at the
We're like
store.
we're like LARPing as
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Store
we'll
comics.
look and we'll see like, oh, there's Theo Vaughn and Bobby Lee. They're hanging out. Oh, that's so cool. One day that'll be us. Like,
Yeah.
that's
And 9 times
what
out
I
of
love.
10, Bobby Lee will stop by and like pat everyone on the back and
Yeah.
say, "Hi, how you doing? Thanks for being here."
Yeah, I've had
You
like
look
4
great.
encounters with Bobby
Oh,
Lee.
yeah.
Have we told you about how he got us into?
I think I've heard this once or twice. He got you into a room once.
Yeah,
That's right. He really helped us out.
He's so cool.
And I talked to Theo Vaughn just a couple weeks ago about like moving to Nashville.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm from there. I started there. Have you ever been to this place? And that was just cool.
Well, it's funny. I was the night we were there with everyone was there that night, and then that woman.
Yeah.
Okay, that night. So that night, Earl Skater, who is like a big closer in the main room at the
Yeah.
Comedy Store, he ended up finding this woman, and this woman was talking to him, and she pointed at me, and I was like, okay. So I walk over to her, and I didn't recognize Earl at first, and she got us into a conversation, and we started following each other, and it was one of those things where I got home, and I was like, oh, I had like a 20-minute conversation with like a headliner at
Yeah.
the Comedy Store, and he followed me back on Instagram.
That's
Hell
awesome.
yeah.
Like, it's, like the one nice thing that that fucking woman.
Yeah, the one nice thing that came out of that night.
Have you talked about her on the podcast? Did you talk about that night at all?
Not really.
That was so. I know we went off on her and Badger and Jeff because I remember it was like you and then Nick went on and then it was like me and then Ryan and then the next guy came up and was like, what was this lady doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He was so confused.
Yeah, she was just making an ass of herself.
I think I
But-
still have her number in my phone.
Delete it.
Well, yeah,